everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back for another brand new video. Today's video, as you can tell by that deliciously clickbaity title, is going to be another celebration. That's right, the good vibes are continuing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have qualified for the next round of the Europa League games. Last year's horror show is long and buried and absolutely forgotten now. It's positive thoughts, another good performance. We've got a lot of positives to talk about that we're going to be doing in this video. A couple of negatives, but we'll get to that later on in the video. But before we get there, one more positive. We've now reached 5 videos in a row that we've smashed over 1,000 likes. That is absolutely incredible, nation. Thank you so much for that. Let's keep that momentum up. And while we're keeping that positive momentum up, let's just jump right into the fan recap, shall we? Because it's late at night. I don't know when this will go upload. Probably nobody's really going to see it because it's going to be uploaded at 12. So let's just get to it, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers won. Osijek or Osijek, someone tried to explain to me in the comments yesterday. I don't know, sorry, I'm bad at names. It's what I do here. I'm kind of bad at a lot of stuff if you think about it. Doesn't matter anyway, it finished 1-1, but Rangers progresses to the next round of the Europa League, and honestly, I'm just so happy again. The positives we're going to speak about first in the video, and there was a lot of them. There was a lot of players. It was very, very difficult to pick a man of the match. Like, normally my polls, I pick 3 players, and it's normally relatively easy, because 3 players is quite a lot of the squad, and it's easy to go through. I had 6 names wrote down, and I sat for 10 minutes after the game going, who am I going to put in this poll? And that is a great thing to have. It's just so brilliant from where we were like 6 months ago to a year ago to where we are now. The transformation that Gerrard's done in such a short period of time is unfreaking believable. So, there is a lot of positives. Let's start off with the first one. We're going to start off with the goalkeeping position, who got the official man of the match, and that is going to be Alan McGregor. He dives to the left, he dives to the right. You know the end of that song, by the way? If not, in the comment section below, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people to help you with that song. All joking aside, though, I thought he stood up in the big moments and made the big saves. Alan McGregor over and over again. Very, very unlucky with the goal that he was conceded. I'm sure there was a deflection on it, and that's why he went in. So I was a wee bit upset with that, and clearly he was as well. Did you see his reaction when that goal went in? He was absolutely furious. And I know I have to keep this on the rapid fire. I could speak about Alan McGregor for the next 15-20 minutes easily, but keeping it short and sweet, I think he's actually better now than he was when he left the football club, and I really, really mean that. He just seems a lot more assured of himself, like he just knows what he's here for, and he's relishing the role of being the true leader in the squad, and to be honest with you, he was absolutely fantastic. Alan McGregor, little bow to you. Right, the next person I'm actually going to speak about is going to be a defender by the name of Nikola Katic. We've put a lot of praise on Goldson, and rightly so. That man is strolling at the colossal just strolls games, but Katic has sort of went underneath the radar a little bit, and he stood up to this game and said, listen, I'm as good, alright? They're on an even keel, and just a fantastic performance from Katic. Strong, physical, put his head in where it hurt a lot of times over and over again. He ended up scoring our goal, obviously, in the second half, where it was a fantastic free kick whipped in by Tav. Morelos keeps it alive by hitting it back across the 6, and Katic used his strength and his height just to guide it back into that, and that's a good little reminder of how good Katic can be. He's a goal scoring threat, which I absolutely love, and I'm just really in love with the partnership already. I know it's very, very early in the pre-season, but I'm loving Katic and Goldson. 2 strong, physical laddies that gets at the end of crosses from corners, defending them and attacking them. The future's bright for those 2, and I just can't wait to see them continue their Rangers careers onwards. Moving on to the next player, and that's actually going to be John Flanagan. Now, you might be a bit surprised because how much I ripped into him last week, because I thought he was dreadful last week. One of the worst players in the squad, but it was night and day the difference, and that is why I really rate this performance, because it got, I think it was 5 or 6 clearances that he actually was credited for during corners and free kicks, and that speaks volumes, if I'm being honest with you, because one of the criticisms for last week is he didn't seem really involved, wasn't really switched on, missed a couple of headers. This week he clearly done his homework. I don't know what Gerrard said to him, or maybe it was in Flanagan himself, but he looked keyed up and aggressively wanting to do this game, and like I said, it wasn't the best performance. There was a couple of times they got in behind him, but it was a much better performance from a week's onward, and to be honest with you, that is why I put in the man of the match poll. I like that. He's worked hard, he's seen where he's went wrong, and he's vastly improved it in such a short space of time. So Flanagan was another one that played very, very well in my opinion. Jump to the midfield now. Again, I'm having to keep this on the shorter side. I thought Koulibaly was just brilliant. Just what an engine the guy's got. If the guy could shoot, he might be the best in the world. But overall, could have scored a couple of goals, especially in the first couple of minutes, and that is why he didn't end up being my man of the match poll. I went for his partner in the centre mid of Ryan Jack. Those 2 was battling each other in the poll in my mind, and I went with Jack just because Koulibaly missed quite a gilt-edged chance, and I just thought this was maybe Jack's best performance in a Rangers shirt. There was a couple of slack passes, but how many times did he win the ball in and around the box? It was phenomenal by Ryan Jack, and that is just a mainstay of what he can do for the club. A lot of people has been critical of him, fair enough, for these performances last year with his injuries and his red cards, saying he shouldn't be here, they play this guy instead. That should just silence them a little bit, because that performance in CDM, you're not going to see much better, in my personal opinion, and he was clearly in the man of the match poll. Someone else I thought was really impressive was actually the two wingers, Daniel Candeias and Ryan Kent. Let's talk about Candeias first, now back playing in his natural right sort of sided midfield player role instead of this centre mid BS he was playing in the last couple of games. His defensively was brilliant. In fact, he was maybe one of the best defenders on the field. I think he defended better than Tav did, and Tav's a right back. Soon as Candeias went off, their left back ended up scoring. That just showing you how vital Candeias is, and his energy, his work rate. Sure, some of his crossing still absolutely mince. Stop doing low driven crosses. It's no working. Please. Apart from that though, his energy, his work rate and his defensive sort of tracking was spot on, so shout out to Daniel Candeias. And let's jump over to Ryan Kent. Something I've learned from Kent, and it's maybe going to infuriate some of you, is he's brave. And I really mean that. Even sometimes I'm like, just kick it away, Kent. Just kick it away, Kent. But he doesn't. He just keeps the ball, tries to do a nice little flick. And there was a one time where he Cruyff turned from the edge of his own box and just done their defender. Ended up passing to Katic, I believe, and Katic just minced it and just kicked the ball. It was like, what are you doing? But that is the confidence and great composure from Kent. As the game went on, I thought he got better and better and was slowly taking the game over. Obviously had a great opportunity to score himself where Candeias whipped a lovely ball in, but he just whiffed it. But again, if this is early pre-season like Gerrard continues to talk with Ryan Kent, I'm looking forward to the future, because that was a good solid wing performances from both our wingers. They're strong on the ball, they're fast, they're direct, and they can beat people. That is very encouraging to me watching it as a Rangers fan. I've just actually realised while I've been saying this that I've kind of mentioned every single person in the team bar one person. That's not intentional. I just get very passionate and very happy when talking about good Rangers performances, and it certainly deserves it. So one more, sorry, bear with me, I apologise. I thought Alfredo Morelos was brilliant as well. I thought he led the line and he'd done all the right things. Wasn't he diving about, wasn't he doing his wee Hufflepuff moves. He was stuck in, done the right things for the job, ran his heart out. Could he have got to the end of a couple of opportunities? Maybe. I can't think of anything clear that he actually missed in this game. He had one where he was kind of through on the side, hit a good shot, and it was sort of saved by the goalkeeper. And like I said, our goal came from his persistence to head it, to fight for it and put it back across the line. So shout out to Alfredo Morelos. 55 pence head continues to shine. Right, and the last person I'm actually going to speak about, and that's going to be Ijaya. Again, this is going to be my negative on the game itself, and I apologise for putting negative stuff out there, but man, that was a poor performance. This guy could have easily had 2 or 3 assists if he had just made the right pass instead of trying to unfancy. There was one time where he tried to do a no-look back pass, like back heel pass. Why? Just slip Kent in, he's there. And another half in the second half, I believe it was Scott Armfield, and he had Alfredo Morelos. It was a 3-on-2, and he tried to do like a no-look pass to Morelos again. Overhit it when Armfield was screaming for the ball just to his right. That was a little bit frustrating. Again, he put a lot of effort in, but he was trying too many tricks for me personally. Hopefully it gets that out of his game as the more marked sharp he gets. But that was my one negative in the game, and that was going to be Ijaya. That is going to be my long-winded fan recap of the game. As you can tell, I'm very excited on the performance. And yeah, let's jump to the people's opinion on Twitter. But before we do that, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I've cleaned the flask. Now, you're welcome. Me. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break! So let's jump over to Twitter now and get the people's opinion on. The 3 that I listed was Flanagan, Jack and Candeias. I left other open as always. 741 votes, amazing, thank you so much for that. Can we get by that on the like target? Can we? Flanagan got 8%. Other got 90%, Candeias got 27%, but the absolute king of this poll anyway is going to be Ryan Mother effing Jack with 46% of the votes. So the first one I've managed to find comes from Callum Rankin, says very Walter Smith-esque performance, and I like that, mate, I like it a lot. Andrew Wilson says, Katic, why the F is Flanagan on this? He was terrible. And I really hate tweets like this. So my opinion doesn't match up with yours, so I'm wrong, but you're right. Is it no football? Do we not all love Rangers? Can we not see the game differently? Robert Lettler says, voted Ryan Jack just because he's Ryan effing Jack. Could have easily voted Candeas or other for Shagger or even Morelos. Top performance as a lone striker from him tonight. Midfield looked really strong tonight. Couple of better decisions with the final pass, and we could have been out of sight. That's absolutely brilliant as well. Ross Watson says Flanagan and Jack were really solid. Very nervous last few minutes. All in all, we weren't too good tonight. Got the job done. For me, it would have been Jack. Accidentally voted for Flanagan though. Shout out to Moore Wallace. And I'm actually going to just read out 2 more just because how late it is at night. I want to try and get this video out so people can actually see it. Malcolm RFC says Jack was a standout. And the last one I'll read out because from Joshua McGinty, he says McGregor for me, there's only so many times we can rely on him to pick a save out of his arse. He was superb tonight. That was the people's opinion on Twitter. That was obviously my long-winded opinion right on this video. If you want to give your opinion, make sure to be doing it in the comment section. That is what the Novo Nation does. I've been CJ Novo92. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye-bye.